had pushed the president to hire Mr. Scaramucci, seeing him as a way to force out Mr. Priebus, the former National Republican committee chairman, and his allies in the West Wing. Now, this is New York Times. They reported this yesterday after Scaramucci's White House departure. And by the way, CNN having a field day with this whole deal with Scaramucci, making it a point to point out, if you will, that Scaramucci was removed from the White House and escorted out of the White House. That's something, by the way, that happens to folks who leave anywhere. They get escorted. If you get your personal materials, sometimes you can't go back for them. You come with us, and then you leave. And you had the FBI and the Secret Service there. I mean, this is just standard operating material. But here it is on Newsmax. And Kathy Burke points this out. The headline reads, and you can go there to Newsmax.com, but it says, reports Scaramucci escorted off White House grounds. Former communications director Anthony Scaramucci was reportedly escorted off White House property after he abruptly was fired. Now, CNN, where they come in, Jeffrey Zelny was the first to report the surprising detail on air. How did that happen? We're told by our producers, our team, that he was escorted off. Zelny told CNN Newsroom host Brooke Baldwin. That's not necessarily unusual. If someone is no longer working here, he has no reason to be there. We are told he was escorted off the property earlier this afternoon. The question is, what happens next? Well, it sounds like CNN. CBS News' Jackie Almney tweeted a similar account that she posted on Twitter. Of course, they sensationalized it. He was escorted off. Anybody that gets canned out of a company is escorted off. It just makes for a good news report. And from FNN, the failing news network or fake news network, whatever you want to call it, you know what? I don't know what to make out of it. There's just so much leaking, so much infighting that's going on, a lot of testosterone, if you will, in the West Wing. But it looks like Huckabee's daughter is doing a great job. And I think that she'll probably be handling things from now on, at least behind the podium. I think she's doing a great job. Sarah Huckabee. Yeah, doing a great job, I believe, articulating and being able to really hold her own. And that's got to make, I'm sorry, but any woman proud to see Huckabee Sanders there, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, in that position. She really, that's sexy to me. You can hold your own and go against the toughest media critics of the president. Do it with a smile on her face. Man, she does a great job. She makes it look easy. I mean, she knows her stuff. That's a pressure cooker, baby, but she looks like she's handling it really well. And I commend her for it. Yeah, I think a strong woman, I think it's a good thing. It's a nice thing. Having some power, I think it's a sexy thing. I think it's a beautiful thing. A woman that can hold her own. She earned that position, by the way. She's no dummy. But anyway, thought I'd share that little story if you were kind of wondering what the heck was going on with Scaramucci. A lot of people suppose that, Scaramucci probably should not have mouthed off, supposedly off the record, when a newspaper, The New Yorker, was interviewing him. The comments to The New Yorker with his F-bombs just weren't very, very helpful, undermining, what was going on. Trump said that he was not very happy about it, but, this really did do damage altogether. I don't think this helps Scaramucci's cause, but he's got plenty of money. But a lot of people are saying, according to The New Yorker, saying that from their perspective, he served his primary purpose, was to destroy Reince Priebus. Now, about Scaramucci's departure, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, as we've been talking about, claimed that Scaramucci felt it was best to give Chief of Staff John Kelly a clean slate. 11 days, a clean slate, and the ability to build his own team. And everybody saw it on the wall that there was going to be a shakeup at the White House. Everybody, even the White House, knew there was going to be a shakeup. Even Trump said there was going to be a shakeup because people alluded that Reince Priebus possibly, we don't know, but could be behind the leaks. And that's what Scaramucci was articulating, and that's why he was so angry. So there could be some truth to this, but I tell you, Scaramucci, he got paid, and if he is a family friend, then mission complete. Things could be coming along in the West Wing very nicely with the changes that were made. But I did think it was a little oddball. If you listen to the speech and how gratified Anthony Scaramucci was to be in that position, and he was going to serve, and he was going to do a great job, and how close, and that Trump said that he's going to report right to me, but he had no inkling that he was going to hire Kelly as chief of staff to replace Reince Priebus. I mean, come on, folks, you got to know it. So I kind of leaning in. And it's painful for me to be able to say this, but the New York Times might be right on it. They might be making a really good point. I would have to just say that this does make a little sense here. Change of the guard, change happens to a lot of companies. 11 days, it was just kind of an oddball thing, but maybe that was a great way to get Priebus out of there, and it did kind of work. Good riddance. He's out of there. He did a great job of the campaign. There's no doubt about it. I think Donald Trump will be forever grateful for the things that he did and contributed. There's no doubt about it. Or any supporter of Donald Trump knows the work that Royce did to the country. And Anthony Scaramucci, at the same time, was terrific raising money. And did so much for Donald Trump as well, both of them. But I guess just both served their president in the way that he wanted to use them. And it was all political. I guess he can't take it personal, the firing. It was all for the betterment of the country. It is so interesting how politics are played. It really is. But it's definitely a maneuver. It's definitely a chess game. There's just no doubt about it. And a lot of people that have worked for Donald Trump through the years, he's made drastic changes to the Trump organization through the years where he's had to fire a bunch of people. And companies have had to do that where they have infighting going on and they have people that are just disloyal to the company, stealing from the company, and their heart's not into the company. And I've seen it happen even in broadcasting. Where, somebody comes in and hires all their people. And this is made for television. I'm saying that's why I say the Scandal television show, this is juicy stuff. I'm surprised that they don't have like a TV show going on at the same time as Trump is in the White House. But this is very interesting because you just don't know from week to week who's going to be where. How long is this cabinet going to last for? I mean, who in the heck knows? But Kelly, for a lot of folks, think that this guy is certainly going to be a man who, everybody has to report to him now. So, he's going to have a tighter grasp on what happens there at the White House. And I kind of think it's a good thing. By the way, mark this on your calendar. It's something to look forward to in about 11, 12 years from now. 2028. That's the magic year. You want to mark that on your calendar if you like the Olympics. Did you hear? Los Angeles is going to host the 2028 Summer Olympics with an official announcement to be, was last night by Mayor Eric Garcetti. Los Angeles Times first reported this agreement when it was confirmed by ESPN, CNBC, and many others. Los Angeles was being considered for the 2024 games, but those are now reportedly set to happen in Paris, with LA being bumped back to 2028. Paris said in a recent negotiations that it could only host in 2024 because of land availability, with LA saying it preferred to host 2024 but could also host 2028 if it were made financially viable for them to do so. Well, viability came. It will be Los Angeles' third Olympics after 1932 and 1984. Only Paris and London also will have hosted 3 Olympic Games. So LA officials argued that they could host the Olympics at a much lower cost than Paris, which has not hosted the Games for 100 years, but the International Olympics Committee found both to be strong candidates and decided to give each one of them a chance to host, according to Reuters. Other cities vying for a chance to host include Budapest, Hungary, Hamburg, Germany, and Rome, all of which backed out in response to public pressure. Most modern Olympics have not generated a profit, by the way, for the host city. The 1984 Los Angeles Games being a notable exception, though. Garcetti has expressed confidence that the 2028 Games will be profitable. So put that on your calendar. Now, the cost to taxpayers to put this plan together is nothing, Garcetti said. It's just the traffic. ESPN reported there's risk. Eyes wide open. It could be something, but I'm close to 100% confident. Twitter felt that 2028 Summer Olympics are too far into the future to think about it now. Oh, my. Yeah, I was thinking about how old am I going to be? Here it is, I'm 47 years old. Well, geez, I'm going to be in my later 50s when that happens. How depressing. I'm just saying. I'll be older, wiser, crankier, moodier, and angrier white person for sure by that time. Hopefully, I'm not a chip on my shoulder kind of guy by then. But shoot, further along in this thing we call life. By the way, some new numbers come out. And what do these numbers say? This is a majority of voters believe President Donald Trump's administration is in chaos. Now, this is all according to Politico in their morning consult poll. And their results are saying that 60% said that the administration is running somewhat chaotically or very chaotically, while 33% said it is running well. 39% said Trump's staff does not serve him well, compared to 29% who say otherwise. And then 63% of Republicans said that the White House is running well, compared to 34% who think it's in chaos. 12% of Democrats said that the White House is running well, while 80% said it's not. 25% of independents, though, said that the White House is running well, compared to 65% who said it's in chaos. Trump took to Twitter early Monday to proclaim there is no chaos in the White House. No chaos. Now, the poll surveyed 1,972 registered voters with a margin of error of 2 percentage points and was conducted Thursday through Saturday before the firing of Anthony Scaramucci from the White House communications director position. So there are some interesting numbers, folks, like the one where it says 63% of Republicans said that the White House is running well. Well, folks, we knew that the draining of the swamp, we knew that with Donald Trump, the businessman, he was going to make these moves. And in business, folks, you got to take risk. You got to have some cojones. It's not easy. It's not easy to make these changes. But if you believe in the work that you're doing, if you believe in this great country called America, love this country, and you believe you can make a difference, it's all worth it. And we hope for the best for all those that are working to make this country a better country, a more secure country, a more profitable country, a more fair country. There's a lot of issues that are on the table, folks, that we talk about, a lot of things. You know, we talked race You can talk economics. You can talk about border. You can talk about immigration. You can talk about health care.